Good morning, Major Williams. As you know, today is September the 11th, and we are commemorating 19 years of the vicious attack on the United States of America. Can you talk to me a little bit about your feelings, your thoughts? Where were you on 9/11 19 years ago?
19 years ago, I was actually a collegiate ROTC instructor at Tuskegee University, getting ready for an inspection that morning, and our commander at the time received a phone call from his wife who lived in DC. And she told him that the news was reporting that a small aircraft had struck one of the towers in New York. So of course we just sort of broke off from what we were doing and went and turned on a TV set like a lot of us did that morning, in time to see the second aircraft strike. Having more than 20 years in at that point in time, I instantly knew that it was no accident, that the world, our country as we knew it, was about to change because we were being attacked. And as events unfolded later that day and in the months and years since, we genuinely were attacked. And it really brought up a sense of being fortunate to be in the military and wanting to be with my other service members, because we knew that there was a job that American soldiers, American airmen, sailors were going to have to do in the coming days, weeks, and months, because that type of an attack we could not allow to go unresponded.
So, thank you for that, and thank you for your years of service as well to our country. What do you want to tell someone, a family member who lost a loved one due to 9/11? What can you share with them to bring them comfort 19 years later?
Well, and I think losing a loved one first and foremost, there's never enough words to say to change that, to make that better. We all know that as we lose people, it gets easier to deal with over time. But I think obviously from the folks that lost their lives that morning in the towers, at the Pentagon, in Pennsylvania with United Flight 93, I think they know, and if they don't know, then it's really important that they know that our country appreciates their sacrifice. And then for our men and women in uniform who have paid that ultimate sacrifice since then in defense of our country, in defense of that brazen attack against our society. And I think it becomes even more important today because that became a time in our country's history where we stopped being Republicans, we stopped being Democrats, we stopped being black, white, male, female. We were Americans. We are Americans. And we rallied in defense of our country being attacked like that. And I think that more than anything else, we need to be reminded of today that on this day, let's remember the fact that first and foremost, above all else, we are Americans. We live in a great country. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is ours. And we will, as service members, as Americans, defend it until the very last.
Thank you for that. Most of our students, or all of our students in the Aberdeen School District, some of them probably weren't even alive when this attack.
Most of them were not.
Most
19
of them were
years
not.
ago.
19 years ago, they were not. So in your role here as the JROTC director, and just your presence on the campus of Aberdeen High School and Aberdeen School District, because you are a very distinguished gentleman here in our district, what can you tell the boys and girls of Aberdeen School District?
Well, again, and I go back to the fact that while we know that our country isn't perfect, we will defend it to its last. It's just like Aberdeen, the city of Aberdeen, our school district isn't perfect, but it's ours. And we take ownership of it, from our most senior board member to the director, all of our staff, faculty, our cleaning personnel. Aberdeen is ours, and it is what we make of it. It's not the brick and mortar buildings. It's not the big yellow buses. It's the people, the citizens, the students of Aberdeen that make it the place that it is. And just like this country, it can be as great as we choose to make it.
Thank you again. And there you have it, to hear from someone who has an extensive career, you know, in the military right here within the Aberdeen School District. The Aberdeen School District, remember those first responders, those family members, and all who were affected by that tragedy 19 years ago. Thank you to the servicemen and women. Thank you to our first responders. Thank you for the city and district officials within the United States of America. We are proud to be Americans, and we are proud to be right here in Aberdeen School District.